Good morning, good afternoon and good night. I'm Blackbright, and I don't think I've ever been so passionate about a subject since I've been doing YouTube videos. I never thought I would be recording so often about what's happening to our people. And today I decided to give us a bird's eye view in what it's like to be a potential deportee, bearing in mind that these potential deportees have been placed in detention for a variety of reasons. They're not supposed to be in there for, I think, the maximum 90 days, but many of them are in there for years. Well, months. I don't know about years or months, but I know it's months. So we've got a series of things that happen to our detainee. Number one, they are handcuffed, even if they're in secure areas. They have no privacy when they go to the toilet. They're racially abused all the time. They can't even believe it. They have no pillows. The phones are taken away the night before they're due to leave, and these people don't know that they're due to leave. Can you imagine that? When they get on the flight, there's no independent witnesses, so everybody on that flight is to do with immigration. And there's supposed to be 2 armed guards per detainee. In 2011, in the Jamaican charter flight with the deportees, there was 34 deportees. Do you know how many armed guards there were? 104. What is it about Jamaicans? Why they need to quadruple the amount necessary? I wouldn't be surprised if it's over quadrupling. But the point is that, you know, these people, all their political rights, their human rights, their citizen rights have been taken away once they're detained under immigration. And it's not right, because unless these people have a chance to appeal or have access to an immigration lawyer, they're sunk. Can you imagine living like that? Oh, I can't even imagine. Let me just give you some figures anyway, because these things, I really find it disturbing to know what, you know, innocent, in quote, people go through. I'm not talking about those who've been, you know, who have a right to be deported because they've done serious crimes, they've been in prison for longer than 4 years. I'm talking about the people who have been picked up because lack of insufficient documentation, what I consider minor criminal offences. That's what I'm talking about. The government UK statistics say just for 2017, I haven't got any later than that over 27,331 entered the detention estate, 12,321 were forced removals, 5,835 were foreign national offenders. And I bet you they were mostly blacks. I mean, they're deporting Nigerians, Ghanaians, Somalians, Sierra Leones, Jamaicans, Afghanistan. It's not only Jamaicans, but like I say, I talk about Jamaicans because that is my background. That is where my heart is. Even though I was born in the UK, that is where my heart is. And I know that Jamaicans are a passionate race of people. They can be an arrogant race of people. They can be, perceived as aggressive. So they do get a rough ride when it comes to them going under the law, because many of them do not know the meaning of humility and getting their way by, you know, just sucking and see a little bit. So they run up their mouth because they are right and because they are legal. So they run up their mouths. And it doesn't matter whether you're legal and you're correct. The British do not like black people with an attitude. They don't like black people who are aggressive. They say they don't like niggers with an education. You know, so in order to avoid all of that, you know, you need to step down a little bit when it's necessary. It doesn't get you anywhere to blab, blab, blab and, you know, get all cocky just because you know you're legally in the country, you've got a driving license, all your credentials are correct, but you've got a bad attitude. That bad attitude wipes out everything because they can say you're resisting arrest. They don't understand what that bad attitude is, and they can claim that you are resisting arrest, abusing the police and all sorts they can put on you just because you're not calm and just because you believe that you are correct. It doesn't matter. So if you want to live that life as a deportee and be constrained nearly 24 hours a day by handcuffs, they've actually replaced those handcuffs with body belts, which are like, you know, what they put on mad people. You know, they call them waist belts, but they're just like body belts. You're constrained. And, you know, they're constrained even when they're in secure areas. What must that be like? And while you're constrained, you're being abused, racially abused and humiliated. You don't want that. So just try and calm it down. Let it go a little bit. Doesn't get you anywhere. And you know, sometimes I'm always told, oh Myrna, you're diplomatic, you're always sweetening things up. My mother always told me you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And you know, they have a lot of Jamaicans will say, I'm not prettying it up, I'm saying it like it is. But where does it get you? It doesn't get you anywhere. So just zip it. Get on with what you're doing. If the police stop you, you don't have to have an attitude, even if they have an attitude, because a lot of times their attitude is to provoke you into having an attitude, so they've got an excuse to take you in. So don't fall for it. You know, pride comes before a fall. And as Claude McKay said, a lot of Jamaicans were killed because of their pride. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope I've made a little sense. Take care for now. Bye-bye.